Today I'm gonna make what I call American tacos. These the ingredients that I use, and I'm gonna show you how to use them in just a minute. First thing I like to do is cut my lettuce and tomatoes up. Make sure you wash your lettuce off real good before you cut it. I like to get that out of the way. It's gonna look like that right there. Then I'm gonna put it in my Tupperware, put it in the refrigerator, get it up out of the way. I don't like cutting my tomatoes and lettuce later, you know? Dice up some bell peppers and onions just like this. The more meat you have, the more bell peppers and onions you can use. I just like it for the flavoring of the meat. I saute my bell peppers and onions in olive oil, like this. I cook them until they turn just a little brown. I add my ground beef, then I mix it all together. Once I mix it all together, now I'm gonna add my seasoning salts. Put that seasoning over here, then mix it up until all the meat turns brown. Be looking like that. Get all the little pink spots up out of it. Use your seasoning salt at your likings. After the meat turned brown, I put it in a strainer. Drain all the olive oil and the grease up out of it. Get all that extra grease, shake it, and get all that grease that was in it up out of it. After I drain my meat, I put it back in the skillet and add some of this Lurie's tacos. I usually don't use the full pack for a pound of meat, so I'll probably use half of the pack because remember the meat is already seasoned. And I add just a pinch of water with it to make that flavor go around. I also turn down the fire to a low setting. Add your seasoned pack to it with a little bit of water. It should be looking like this. And you mix that all together. Get that all the way mixed in together nice and good. Let it cook on slow for a second. It was time to make your shells. I got fried shells. I'm not doing hard shells. You can use whatever cheese you like. Believe it or not, I like sliced Kraft cheese in my tacos. For some reason, I always have since I was a kid, but I'm also gonna make some with the mild cheddar. I got vegetable oil inside of the pan. I'm gonna just let this get hot, and then we're gonna fry up some shells. Let your grease warm up. After you see the shell and you see it got a little sizzle in it, you know you can dump it on in there. Get ready to start cooking. I cook them on both sides, then I fold them in half. Once I fold them in half, I'll flip them on each side, and then I'll hold them up a little bit while I'm cooking on each side so they'll be open like a taco and not flat. I take my shell out, they'll stand up like that, and now I add my cheese in it and let it melt inside of the hot shell before I put the meat on it. You also can cook your shells a little bit longer if you like them darker. So your meat should be looking like this, and your shells should be looking like this. Now I'm gonna just add this meat into the shells while the meat is still hot on the stove, been cooking on low the whole time, just simmering, so it's still very hot, and it's gonna really melt the cheese in there very good. I always cook a few shells too for those that don't like actually cheese, so you have to be prepared for that sometime as well. I'm gonna slap these in the oven on like 170 for a couple of minutes just to melt that cheese all the way down nice and juicy. Once I pull them out the oven, what I like to do, I like to add my taco sauce first. Then I add me some lettuce. And then I add me some tomatoes over the top of it like that. For your cheese lovers, if you want to, you can sprinkle a little more cheese over the top like that. So they'll basically be looking like that. Got the sauce, everything, the seasoned beef. Fresh out of the oven, they hot, so they're not cold tacos. Everything is prepared warm if you do it in a proper order that I showed you. And this is the way I like to eat my tacos. Stand that one up a little bit. I call these American tacos. There's so many different ways you can make tacos, but this is just the way that I make mine. Bon appetit, guys.